Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, November 29th, 2017. Let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's time for another edition of RxMuscle's world-famous Recap Wednesday, where we lead off today's show with some highly anticipated action out in the mountains of the Italian countryside at the IFBB San Marino Pro. In the men's bodybuilding, a red-hot Cedric McMillan came in and exacted his revenge 1 week after a close call out at the Ferrigno Legacy Classic to score his second major victory of the season, defeating Iran's Hadi Chupin, who moved up from the 212 class to prove that he is indeed the real deal. In the classic physique division, the surging Stan DeLongo delivered his best performance of his career as he wrapped up a big win and secured a place on the 2018 Olympia stage. And closing things out in the men's physique division was the 2017 Arnold Amateur Europe champ, Billy Rose Themi, who was all sorts of impressive in winning his pro debut. You can always tell when someone's going to have a good off-season because they walk around with that caged animal look in their eyes. And right now you're going to have a hard time finding anyone who's got that look more than 2017 Arnold Europe champ and Olympia runner-up, Big Ramy. Last weekend the big man dropped some video of a little post-season leg action where we see him cranking out a few sets of heavy hack squats in that trademark Big Ramy style. And for all intent and purposes, this version of Ramy we saw rock the house in Madrid might have been the most complete we've seen from him from top to bottom since he made his grand introduction to the bodybuilding world way back at the New York Pro. So if he can keep refining that look and realize that bigger might not always be better, well then 2018 could end up being a pretty special season. With all the wild and crazy action we saw in the 212 division this past year, it's easy to forget that we went almost the entire season without seeing one of the sport's premier athletes, 2016 Arnold Classic champ, Hidetada Yamagishi. Last weekend, Yamagishi made a rare public appearance over in his native Japan, where he took the stage in front of a jam-packed house as the evening's featured guest poser. And from what we can see, Hidi seems like he's been keeping in pretty good shape during these past few months, which may be a sign that he's thinking about making another Arnold Classic run next March. And if he can find a way to get back to that 2016 form, I'm sure the entire 212 nation out there would love to see a Yamagishi Raymond Ashkenani pose down, where three of the best in the business go at it with all the chips on the table. In a recent interview, I heard Dorian Yates say that he doesn't think that athletes today train with enough intensity. But something tells me he probably didn't have classic physique star Sadik Hadzovic in mind when he said that. Late last week, some new video surfaced of a nutty-looking Sadik pounding away in another late-night torture session as Operation 2018 Takeover starts to finally pick up steam. My inside sources are telling me that Sadik is attacking the off-season like an absolute demon, and they've got some big things brewing in the Hadzovic camp coming up in the very near future. The depth and quality of the muscle that we've seen Sadik pack on over these past few seasons is a testament to how hard this guy is working 24/7. And if someone can manage to drag him out to the stage more than once a season, I think we'll all get a chance as fans to really appreciate just how great of a talent he truly is. If hell really hath no fury like a woman's scorn, then I sure hate to be anyone crazy enough to step in front of Latorya Watts these days. Fresh off the most challenging season of her career, the two-time Olympia champ is back in action and looking as hungry as she's ever been. The latest word coming out of the Watts camp is that as far as they're concerned, 2017 is already in the rearview mirror. And now the main focus is centered on figuring out how to come back sharper, stronger, and ready for war again for the upcoming 2018 campaign. I've said this before, but it's worth saying again. Latorya Watts is the most physically gifted athlete in the history of the figure division. So if she's saying that the gloves are officially off, all I can say is good luck to everyone else because things are about to get real ugly. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.